Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut 11. This is Kathy speaking, and I hope that you're all doing well. The messenger is here. Today is the first day of October of 2024, and we are just about to experience the eclipse, the solar eclipse, the very powerful solar eclipse in the sign of Libra. It is a new moon, everyone, so the heavens are open. This is a portal, this is a path, this is something new, but remember, it is an eclipse that is going to be on the south node of the lunar nodes, which the south node is a very difficult karmic point in the sky, and therefore there's something that we need to release and let go of that's connected to the past, that has run its course, that is no longer working for us, as we need to focus collectively and individually on the north node in Aries. Remember, this solar eclipse, this new moon, it is an amplified new moon. It's happening roughly at the 10th degree, 10 degrees and 3 minutes, something like that. So it is affecting, very importantly, the cardinal signs. So Libra, Aries, Capricorn, and Cancer. Okay, if we put Aries on the rising at the ascendant point, opposite is Libra. We are talking about relationships of all types, family, love, friends, all relationships, as well as business partnerships. You know, the Aries Libra axis is the one-on-one, when we're dealing with important relationships, important people in our life. That's where this new moon is taking place. Now, Mercury's there. A few hours ago, we had the Mercury conjunction with the Sun, so it's called a Cazimi point, where Mercury went through a death process very close to the Sun and then coming into the embrace of the Sun. What is the Sun? It's the spirit, it's clarity, it's healing, it's confidence, it's who we are at our core. Now, the Sun is not placed in a good position in Libra. The Sun prefers to be opposite in Aries. That's where it's exalted. Okay, so the Sun is bringing the light now to relationships that need to go. There will be a lot of endings, a lot of, letting go of relationships that are holding space when they shouldn't, for new beginnings to start. Remember, it's not only the new moon, your classical new moon, where you set intentions and say, something is beginning, something that's very powerful. There's something connected to the past that needs to go. Therefore, to clear the space, to clear energetically, to make space for that new relationship, that new partnership. Remember, Mercury being on this eclipse, Mercury is about communication, our perception, the way we see things, the way we communicate, the way we do business. Mercury is the planet of logic. He is the messenger, so something will be messaged to us. It could be a flash that we have, which I had just half an hour ago. When you think things are difficult and you don't see an opening, I mean, it is tough times. Mars, which is our action, our desire, our drive moving forward, is in Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and this is a new moon, but Cancer is in square to this eclipse. Mars in Cancer is square to this eclipse, and the square is getting uncomfortable. We need to take action. It's not about being, sitting back and not taking action and staying in our comfort zone. It's time to get out of that comfort zone. And where there have been injustices, maybe if we speak up, if we take action, if we know our worth, Remember that Libra it's a cardinal air sign, which speaks to communication, perception. It's diplomacy. I'm not saying go into war, because war can mean an opposition with another party, with a situation, with other people, whatever. We know that because the energies are so challenging and so life-changing, things are happening in the world collectively as well as individually, where events are life-changing at this time, and it's not easy. So I'm going to say, try and take a step back. Try and be more diplomatic with your thoughts, the way you perceive things that have been communicated or shared. Try and have a look at the other side and see where they're coming from. I'm not saying to not verbally speak up. I'm just saying that try to see things from a logical point of view and know that everyone is feeling the same right now. So we do have possibilities of things that were limiting us and not letting us move forward. We do have the green light, the okay from Saturn from Pisces, which is in positive aspect to Mars. These are two malefic planets, but there's a window of opportunity here. Now the moon today, the 1st of October, at 11:34 a.m. Greek time, so therefore 9:34 UTC time. This is when I'm doing the reading here. The moon is transiting Virgo. Virgo is about discernment, about service. Virgo is opposite to Pisces. Pisces is unconditional, I can say blind love, giving to the point of no return, sacrificing always. Virgo is more about, is there, is someone taking at least practical matters into their hand? Are they taking those little steps to reciprocate, to provide the service that you've already provided, or the love that you show through many means, let's say, and love comes in many different forms? Or have I been used? Is someone only ego-centered and not reciprocating, not doing the work? Because relationships need work. Libra Aries is like a seesaw. Both parties, both sides need to invest through practical matters, through kind words, through actions that are taken. And don't forget that 2 weeks ago we had a lunar eclipse, a full moon in the sign of Pisces. A full moon is a completion, it's an ending. Pisces is sacrifice, release, karma. It's giving without any boundaries, putting up any boundaries. When you've given so much and it's not reciprocated, then you need to put up your boundaries and say, that's it. Look towards the Virgo part of your chart. That's where the moon is transiting now, and in square to Jupiter. Jupiter is legalities, truth. Jupiter is in Gemini. So Jupiter is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is on this solar eclipse, right? Jupiter is seeing the bigger picture. It's having the wisdom. Jupiter is a teacher that's come in to teach us particular lessons, or to show us the truth, or to show us that bigger picture. Maybe we've gotten stuck on the little details, but we need to take a step back and look at things from a higher perspective. Let's see what the Karma Dharma is today, the 1st of October. Venus is in Scorpio. Venus and Mars are the lovers of the zodiac. Venus from Scorpio and Mars from Cancer. They're in good aspect and they're connecting well with Saturn. So where love, business, self-worth, pleasures, fun, values, self-worth, all these matters there is help coming through from spirit. But Venus is in Scorpio, so she needs to let go, shed and transform as she's going into the underworld. The underworld, through the underworld, she's got the ability to see things that were hidden. She's got the ability to go into those depths of the psyche. Remember, the psyche is what we are unconscious of. There may be a very clear picture that we're not seeing. So there's a lot to do with what is unconscious, things, fears, a fear of intimacy, a fear of emotional openness. All these are themes that could be coming up from the psyche at this time. Hopefully this new moon will enlighten us, this solar eclipse. Let's see what is going on. What is it that we need to leave behind? Is it our beliefs? Is it the way we've been interacting in relationships, partnerships? Is it our, the way we've been raised? Is it our unconscious self that, our unconscious self is like where we find ourselves doing things that maybe don't even make sense to us. I do feel that this eclipse will be an unraveling of an understanding of what it is that we need to leave behind, what's been taking up space in our lives that we need to release. Let's see what the Karma Dharma is. And we've got the star. And the star is a card of hope. It's a card of the future. It is a card, an Aquarius, I should say, is the sign ruled by Saturn as well as Uranus. Saturn, of course, is the taskmaster, the law-abiding teacher that says things have got to be done. The work needs to be done before a release can, you can, let's say, because Saturn is very much about conservatism, about doing things in the traditional old way, the way they've always been done, whereas Uranus is, I'm thinking out of the box. I will use both those energies. I will not throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? Something is being birthed at this time, and it's very relative to us versus the other people. Remember, when we've got a new moon, a solar eclipse, it's the moon and the sun together, but we have to look at the axis Aries, Libra, because Aries is where the North Node is, and that's where, the North Node is an energy of Jupiter. Jupiter, which is abundance, expansion, growth, truth, justice, long distance, travel, having the bigger picture. It's natural law. Jupiter brings justice and brings the wisdom. Jupiter is a benevolent teacher, and even squares from Jupiter are very positive. It's just that Jupiter is saying don't go overboard, stay grounded, but think big. Okay, and Jupiter is also in a very positive aspect over to Chiron and to Juno. Juno, the asteroid of commitment and marriage and agreements. Remember, Juno, the wife of Jupiter. They're in good aspect. They're working well together, and Jupiter is connecting to Chiron. Chiron is in opposition to Juno. So Chiron is the open wound, the resolution, the healing relative to our commitments, our long-term relationships, partnerships, right? Jupiter will bring us the truth and will give us the ability to heal through truth, through justice, and through possibly seeing the bigger picture. We do have very positive opportunities at this time, even though this solar eclipse is on the South Node. It's all about release. Let's see. I would say possibly also old ways of thinking, because remember, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is in a good aspect to Pluto moving through Capricorn, finishing up something in Capricorn, finishing up a 16-year story relative to the Capricorn part of your charts, my dear friends. But as I was saying, This eclipse is obviously a new moon. So if you've got your birthday today, tomorrow, the day after, you'll be carrying this eclipse, this amplified new moon, until your next birthday. So for the whole year moving forward, you'll be doing a lot of shedding. Of course, if you're either an Aries or a Capricorn or a Cancer, and you've got planets, angles, your personal planets, your sun, your moon, your Venus, let's say your Mercury or your Mars, especially around that 10th degree, this will be very important for you. As you're getting uncomfortable, this eclipse is showing you what it is that you need to do to take action. So the cardinal signs are more so affected, and also the fire signs, all the fire signs as well. So Leo, Aries, as well as Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. This is more important for you. Now, it's the earth and the water signs that are not, they're not so affected by this eclipse, even though we've all got Libra somewhere in our chart. Let's see what the messages are today. What is the messenger bringing us? We will be using today the Arcanum Tarot. This is it here if you're interested. We'll be taking a message from the Angels of Abundance. And we'll be taking the Chocolate Lovers message cards by Rosie Shalhoub, a friend of mine from the land down under. Now, let's see what is showing up. Remember, eclipses don't only affect us on the day. This is a solar eclipse, so there are things that are happening around us in our environment. They are very powerful. Solar eclipses are very, very powerful indeed. And they do last for months before and months after. So you've probably already had things happening to you, around you, that are affecting you. So don't think that, this eclipse is only going to show you tomorrow when it's going to take place. Of course, the closer we are to the eclipse, the more amplified the energy. So around the eclipses, very important portals that are opening, passageways. Eclipses are like major arcana. They're the hand of Spirit and God, and Spirit always wants what is best for us. It's a very, very karmic time. So calling on my spirit guides, calling on Archangel Michael, Archangel Lophiel, Archangel Gabriel. Please guide us on this open portal relative to relationships, business partnerships, love connections, family, friends, everything is in the mix. Libra is the sign of justice, balance and harmony, as well as peace. But remember, the axis Aries Libra is about war and peace. Hopefully, where the wars are concerned in the world, happening in the world, that are getting amplified right now, because I do feel with Mars in Cancer that's going to be opposing Pluto in Capricorn. It is about the amplification of war, and we'll be seeing this all the way through until springtime, I would say. Okay, we will have windows of opportunity where things will die down, but I feel very, very much so that as long as Pluto is still in Capricorn, because remember, Capricorn is the people who hold the power, people who are in charge, government bodies, individuals, kings, queens. It's the elite, it's the boss, it's the CEO, it's the rich and the powerful and the mighty. Mars is the planet, the god of war, and Mars is going to be opposing Pluto. So there is an opposition. Remember that Mars in Cancer, and Cancer is our country, it's our homeland, it's our actual home, it's our family, it's where we feel safe and secure emotionally, even financially, I'm going to say. And we know how the economy is right now, that things are very difficult for people. People are having trouble putting food on the table. And that's why there is a war. Remember, Cancer, Capricorn, and where the eclipses are happening in Aries and Libra, this is a grand cross. This is like a pressure cooker where diamonds may be born. We know diamonds are born at the base of a volcano, but to have the diamonds, be excreted from that volcano, it comes through a volcanic eruption, which is very high pressure. So, and also today being the first in about, in a few days, let's say, Jupiter from Gemini will be turning retrograde, where we can go back and see the things, the positive and the gifts, the positive gifts, let's say, or the help, the divine source help that we've missed. Jupiter will give us that opportunity, and Pluto will also turn direct through the sign of Capricorn, being at that last degree of Capricorn. Let's see, dear Spirit, what is the advice today, the 1st of October, or whenever you receive this message. Remember, this is a card of hope. It's a card of healing. It speaks to the future. It speaks to unpredictability, because it is a sign ruled by Uranus. And Uranus is in good aspect to Neptune through Pisces. Uranus at those last degrees of Taurus on Algol, Medusa. A lot of heads will roll. A lot of people will lose their power. And powerlessness can bring a sense of grounding and a sense of reality. But Uranus in a good aspect to Neptune, it's like, just like when we've got, a windscreen that's all foggy, Uranus is the wind shields that are clearing that elusive windscreen, so we could see where we're going, where we're heading. Take off those rose-colored glasses and see if some magic can happen. I do feel that times are very magical in the future, next year, starting from, I would say, springtime in the Northern Hemisphere. We've still got that, that visit into the underworld as we enter. We're moving through the Libra and entering the Scorpio season. Right? Let's see what Spirit is bringing us, what advice we have. We've got the 5 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. At the bottom, we've got the King of Swords, which to me is Aquarian. Okay, could be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, but King of Swords is more the Aquarian energy. We've got a messenger here, the Page of Pentacles, a lot to do with foundation, security, financial security, steadfastness, money, things that are practical matters. And we've got the Emperor here. The Emperor being Aries, Taurus, could be any sign. We've got 2 divine masculine, and we've got 2 divine masculine figures. Masculinity is all about action, fire, leadership, right? I would say that we've got 2 different individuals here for most of you. The Emperor, we know, is a number 4 major arcana relative to the 4th house of security. So, the Emperor could be someone that provides security to their family, to a child, to the family that he's created, or the people that are beneath him, because the Emperor holds a position of power. The Emperor can be someone that provides you with control or is very controlling. Now, of course, these could be 2 different individuals. For some of you, this could be Because remember, the tarot is also not only when we see, you know, the pit cards, that it's always an individual, it could also be an energy. And the King of Swords is all about clarity, truth, tough truth, difficult truths, because the King of Swords sees things as very logical, is very detached, takes a step back. My God, I can't even say it. And King of Swords could also be someone who is in the legal field, some sort of a decision that will clear the air, that will bring truth. It can be quite cutting information, communication that could be quite truthful, difficult to hear, but very freeing, I would say. We've also got two knights here. Knights are about action. Two very different knights. One is all about action, fire, desire, movement, and the other one is more about the emotional side of things. We know that the Knight of Cups is 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Now, we could see here that the pentacles, we go from the 5 to the 6 to the 10. So there is action. There's something relative to values. Remember, the Ace of Pentacles it's an ace. It speaks to looking at something long term. Looking at something long term, someone taking their sweet old time, because Earth is about stability, about something real and not something imagined. So there could be some information that's coming through that will clear the air relative to this Emperor, someone who holds a lot of responsibility, someone that holds a position of power. Maybe, you know, because the Emperor, of course, is someone usually that's quite responsible, someone that holds, that provides the security, and therefore he needs to do what is right for the empire. So sometimes things may take longer than what they should, because I do see him, yes, he's Aries, but I do see him very much as the Taurus archetype as well. And remember that Uranus is transiting through Taurus. So this is someone that holds a position of power, someone that's recognized in their community, someone that's quite powerful. Let's see what the Emperor is sitting on. He's sitting on the 4 of Swords. So obviously there's been some sort of disappointment. As I said, they're taking their sweet old time studying something long-term and looking into the future before they can communicate. Now, this Emperor, if this could be a boss, this could be a spouse, this could be a love interest. We see that they're sitting on that 4 of Swords, which says they've gone through some sort of heartbreak, or they needed their time to study, to look at something long-term, or even before they would even communicate. Because the King of Swords is someone that takes action. Air is about perception, but it's all about action as well. Air cannot be, let's say Aquarius, you cannot put them into a box. They cannot be stuck in a rut. They need their freedom. They need to breathe, let's say. So there's like a sense of relief or release here I'm getting. And we see with the 5 of Pentacles here, it does speak many times to our beliefs, or that there's a big difference where someone's social standing is concerned. This could be because remember that Libra is like a flip-flop, right? It's relational, and it does flip-flop. We do also need to take into account the Aries energy, which Aries is Mars ruled. Aries is I need to go to war. Aries is cardinal fire. You cannot contain fire. You cannot contain air, which is Libra. So there's a flip-flop between the I, me, my, which is Aries, and the us, which is Libra. And Libra is about relating equally and harmoniously in relationships, business or love, let's say. So I do feel here with the Five of Pentacles, there's been a lack of reciprocity, balance and harmony, right? But the Six of Pentacles, which we see the scales here, and the Six of Pentacles is a very karmic card for me because it does remind me of the Justice card. Now, usually we see where someone is giving more to one person than the other. So there's been a lack of, because we see the Three of Pentacles on this side, he's been supportive and helping one side more than the other. We've got the Two of Pentacles there on the other side, and we see even the focus on this side. Now, this can also, this of course can say that someone's been giving and then taking back, reciprocating and then not reciprocating, taking back their energy. And of course, we also know that the Six of Pentacles could be someone that is in a position, that holds a position of financial power. It could be, yes, someone who owns their own business, someone that pays others, and they've been invested more in one side than the other. So there's some sort of imbalance here. The potential is balance because we've got another six here, and sixes are about balance. And that's why I'm saying that this is a very karmic card, and it feels as though with this solar eclipse that there is an opportunity where someone has been giving to the other side and not to you, let's say. And that's why there's been, maybe because there has been a big difference in religion. There is a difference in what you believe. You come from different parts of the world. Possibly someone's been more busy in doing the work, doing some work that they needed to do, busy providing to others and sort of leaving you left out in the cold, being busy, being elsewhere because of practical matters, because of money matters, on a relational level. With the Six of Pentacles, it's a very karmic card, as I said. This could be a karmic return, where, because the first card out was the Five of Pentacles, where someone felt left out in the cold. You know, what about me? Someone's been somewhere putting out other fires, I'm going to say, dealing with other things and leaving your relationship or your partnership out in the cold. But I feel that there's more focus now. There's going to be a return because now someone has seen things from a very logical point of view. And remember that the sword is a double-edged sword. It's like, I needed to put out these fires. I needed to invest myself in this situation. It could have been another marriage, could have been a business, right? But I feel now that there's more. I mean, the Six of Cups is nostalgia. It's like returning back to a past situation where, okay, and I'm going to say it could have been back in March in the previous eclipses, because now we've got, it's a 6 month period from the previous eclipses. We did have a new moon, a solar eclipse in Aries, right, back in April, early April, that is now coming into culmination now this month. And we've also got a full moon that's coming up in Aries on the 17th. Just check my calendar. Yes, on October the 17th, there's going to be a full moon at the 24th, 25th degree of Aries. So a 6 month period has passed. Interesting that we've got a couple of sixes here too. So something has been happening or was going on back in March, April of this year that's coming full circle right now. And there's a sense of nostalgia. Remember, Six of Cups is emotional balance. Six of Cups is a soulmate connection, but it could also speak to someone paying money out, relative to a child. This could also speak to a possible separation and divorce that someone is going through. Yes, this could be the ending of a cycle of a business partnership as well. And I'm going to say, I don't know why, but I get siblings. I get the word siblings coming through, that there's some sort of reciprocity and some sort of a happening. Something's going on between siblings. I get this very strongly as well. And the siblings, of course, does bring up Gemini. Gemini, which is where Jupiter is transiting. And Gemini does rule siblings as well, because remember that Jupiter is the great benefic, giving us that bigger picture, giving us some truth, and Jupiter is justice. So maybe there's also been an unequal sharing of finances, because the Ten of Pentacles sometimes for me does bring up inheritance. So there could be something legal that's going on, whether it's siblings being in opposition, something is coming through. And the siblings also to me brings up the lovers, because Gemini also is the lovers. So romantic relationships, I do feel strongly that there have been some injustices, but things will be made right, I feel here. That's the message that's coming through for me. Now, the Knight of Wands is about passion, desire, action, travel. Could be long distance. This is more Sagittarian energy. Someone's, the rider is coming in very passionately. So there's physical distance as well, but also distance where, the fire is concerned. We've got a Knight that's more fiery, and we've got a Knight that's more emotional. So fire and emotions, inspiration, action, and openness, emotional openness, and possibly creating a situation here. There is an offer on the table here, and we'll be taking a couple of cards here to see what this is about, but I'm getting very strongly that it's like the air is going to clear. We've got the Six of Cups and a Seventh Cup here, and that's, of course, that for me brings up a lot of nebulousness, which, of course, from the full moon, that lunar eclipse in Pisces, now 2 weeks later, we've got a new moon. So that's another 2-week, window where something is completing and now something is starting. Hopefully, because the sun is in Libra now, and the sun will bring clarity to relationships and equality, hopefully, and sort of letting bygones be bygones, letting that poison, releasing the poison, because not everyone will be letting go of relationships, or relationships going through a breakage point. This could be a releasing of the negativity, the poison as well. Now, Ten of Pentacles does turn into, it's a cycle that's coming to an end. It does turn into the Ace of Pentacles, which Ace of Pentacles again is in the hands of the page here. So there may be some communication and talk about something to do with the past, something that's been communicated and talked about, and maybe it's like we're picking up where we left off back in March, that there was some sort of communication. We're returning back to that. Maybe someone had to go away, had to have some sort of they went through some sort of situation where they needed to take care of other business, let's say. So I feel like there's a return, and the return does bring up retrogrades, and we are in retrograde season. So remember, the Ace of Pentacles does speak to opportunities. There are opportunities for a new, stable, long-term, beginning. This could be a new job for some of you. Some of you could be changing jobs where you're finding a much more well-paid job. Now, siblings and soulmates, who could be siblings, they could be friends, they could be lovers as well, could be playing a major role in this new beginning. Let's take some other cards and see what's going on. Let's see emotionally where we will be with the psychic tarot of the heart. What's going on in the psyche around this eclipse, please, Spirit? This, to me, because it's such a karmic card, it does say that there is Dharma here. There is Dharma, and there's a return of a possible wish fulfillment, possibly where you lost hope. This is a card of hope. We've got solitude here. Remember that this eclipse, even though it's a new moon, it's a time of, we should take time and meditate, take some quiet time, maybe see what messages come to you. There are regrets. We've got a divine feminine that's in solitude and a divine masculine that has got regrets. There's some sort of an awakening or an aha moment that the divine masculine is going through at this time, I would say. And because the settling is like a card of stuck energies, I do feel that this eclipse will sort of bring the clarity, bring the possible healing, and see what it is that we need to leave behind. And you know what? Not settle, and because the settling card is I'm not taking action. Libra is cardinal fire. Cardinal means initiation and new beginnings. And it's in an air sign. Did I say Libra is cardinal fire? It's cardinal air. And opposite is a cardinal fire sign. So the energies could be quite explosive and very, very moving and very changeable, interchangeable. It's not a time of settling. We see a divine masculine going through an awakening, you see. And they're overcoming any fear that's been holding them back. Now remember, the masculine is the yang energy. We all hold masculine and feminine within us. So the masculine is more about the action. So there was fear about this offer. There was fear relative to this offer. Even though there was passion, it was more so fears of the psyche. And they could be also connected to childhood, to someone's, that open wound, that chiron, that needs to be healed. There's a possible resolution here that's being found because of someone now going through an awakening and having the courage to break free. I said break free. I don't know why I said that. Break free and break through. I do feel we'll be having breakthroughs. And communication, this is telepathy. This is messages coming through from spirit, from the divine. And look, there's a union coming through, and the union doesn't have to be romantic, but there are choices here. Pay attention to signs and synchronicities. If there's been no communication, there will be. It's like the energy is getting unstuck. I do see a lot of similarity between the stars here and the telepathy here. This is also the internet. So is the star card. Let's take some Lenormand. What is culminating and what will be showing up relative to the now? Whenever you receive this message, and remember this is around this new moon, this solar eclipse in Libra. We've got the book. The book is usually a closed book. It could speak to a story that is ending and therefore a new story opening up, or information that you were not aware of, because a closed book is the information is not there for you. Someone is not communicating, or someone is a closed book. This could also speak to knowledge. Okay, we've got the storks, which do speak to cycles, but there's a yearning for a brand new cycle here. The storks do speak to Mercury and Gemini, and you know, this card would also be Mercury and Gemini, obviously. There's change, there's a transition. There could be reoccurring themes as well, but this also speaks to a brand new cycle. This could speak to a house move, a change of homes as well. Remember, the storks are birds, and they do transition, they do fly from one point to another. But the storks also bring the child. They're bringing something new. And we've got the garden, which does speak to happiness, a sense of openness. The garden does speak to someone's reputation in the world, someone's face in society. The garden can also speak to teamwork and networks, and someone that's well known in their community, someone's public affairs, or maybe things that were hidden now. Hidden themes are now, in this cycle, bringing something new. The storks bring the child, and the child does speak to newness, but also happiness, a sense of rebirth. And something now is being aired, is being revealed, I would say, surely. With the garden, there's nothing hidden. It's like the sun energy, where you cannot hide anything when you're in the garden. It's open to the public. And we've got the fox, and the fox can speak to tact or sneakiness, or something that was hidden is being now revealed. We've got the ship here, and the ship also speaks to transition and change, possible travel, a new adventure, a new journey. But the new journey and this new adventure opens after a farewell. After a farewell, after an ending. And the book can also speak to an ending, because the book closes. A story ends for a new story to begin. Interesting indeed. I want to see what the Knight of Cups, what is this offer about? Which of course is connected to family, a family unit. The family could be someone's extended family or someone's marriage. We know that the Ten of Pentacles does speak to possible abundance. We go from the 5 to the 6 to the 10. So this can speak to a cycle that's ending and a new cycle opening up. A card just flipped open. And we've got the Il Nemico, the enemy, the snake, the negativity that is going away. The Il Nemico is usually a difficult card. But remember, the snake can speak to that Scorpio energy. Venus is in Scorpio. It's about shedding, releasing. The snake can be toxicity, could be secrecy. We know Scorpio is a very mystical sign, very secretive. It's those skeletons in the closet. It's fear of being open emotionally, even physically. Let's see. We've got Domestico, which is the butler. Sometimes I do see this as someone that's very distrusting, or someone that's in a situation where they've got someone around them that is like a snake, that is very toxic. Instead of helping them and being on their side, they're like the enemy. Now, it's interesting that we've got two 11s here, see? 11 and 11. That's probably why we've got the Knight of Cups and not the King of Cups. There is a little bit of distrust and fear on, providing this Ace of Cups, which is a creative offer. It's a love offer. This could also be fear that there is a third party. We do have two Knights. We did have two Kings. And we've got the sospir, esperanza, torment, waiting on those ships to come in. It is the Six of Swords, which says in time, those, you know, we're leaving those Five of Swords. This divine feminine has been waiting on this ship to come in for a long time. But remember, we did see the ship. We did see the ship that is hidden beneath this fox. So there's something that will be revealed, even though maybe it was something that someone wanted to keep secret. The ship is Jupiter, and Jupiter is the truth. We also will see, because the mountain does speak to blockages and limitations and karma. Someone's been going through some sort of an ending here. They're needing to pay their dues. They had some sort of debt that they needed to pay back before they could move forward with this creative romantic offer. But remember, they've been the Knight of Cups has been burnt. So they may be carrying a bit of a chip on their shoulder. We do see, though, that the possibility of the ship coming in, and this could speak to foreign travel, someone that is at a foreign distance. See that the home could be family, could be business, could be a marriage that was blocking the transition, a get together, someone taking this journey physically or mentally or even emotionally. Literally, let's say, I'm going to say there were blockages here, but something is going to come through. Something will be shown, because there's intelligence. The fox is not only sneakiness, it's also tact and intelligence. I want to see what is the fear that the divine masculine holds. What is this fear about? Now, of course, this could be a father that is investing, that is giving everything towards their children. There could be a choice between my heart, my love life, my romantic life, and my responsibilities. That could also be, you know, where a divine masculine, let's say, has been focusing more on or giving more. Because remember, Ten of Pentacles is family as well. Let's see, what was the fear that was holding this divine masculine back? And remember, I do feel with the powerful energies of this eclipse, there is an awakening that a divine masculine, whoever holds more divine, more masculine frequencies within them than feminine. So air and fire come up very strongly. Let's see. A fear of not finding their total happiness and their bliss. We do have the Ten of Cups here. We've got the Five of Cups. A fear of emotional loss and endings. Look, there's jealousy here, but there are also regrets. I feel that the fear is here that they could not find they could not find their total bliss and happiness, and there was fear that the person that they felt was family for them was connected elsewhere, had given their heart elsewhere, and that there is a third party, because we've got the jealousy, but there are regrets. This is someone putting themselves in a self-contained prison because of maybe because of just using logic and not looking into their psyche, into their heart, because the Eight of Swords is a self-contained prison that the masculine figure put up on their own, and they felt blocked from their sweetheart, from someone that they're very, very attracted to. The La Matrice is the female sweetheart here. But we do have a voyage. This night is both the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. I do feel that because we're in retrogrades, there's something that needs to be, there needs to be a strong, passionate interaction and movement before this offer can come in. So I don't know if this is because there's physical distance between the two of you, between you and another person, but we see that there's an emotional opening here. That's the outgoing card. This could also be an apology, I'm going to say, for some of you. Remember, we did speak about siblings, but the siblings could also be a twin flame connection. Someone is coming in, someone is taking a voyage, and we've got the Three of Wands. So there's a sense of openness and that the ship is on the horizon. There's deliriousness, and someone's been looking to their friends to hold them up. There's something very difficult that they've been going through. Someone's been drinking. We see the divine masculine going through a moment of deliriousness. They need a helping hand from their friends, from the people around them, because there's been a very heavy dilemma. The Vecchia Signora is a choice, and a lot of secrets kept relative to a contract. It could be a business contract, family, business, or it could be a marriage. So a very difficult decision moving forward, which needed a lot of tact. Maybe someone could not be open and be truthful because of many reasons here, because of their reputation in the world, because of them being well known. Remember, the Emperor is here. But you know, the King of Swords could also be, as I said, a legal representative, someone that is putting things straight, someone is visiting and getting advice from a legal representative here. But the King of Swords is also about perception and communication. So communications could be quite challenging because this is the Ace of Swords. Swords are never easy. Someone is going through an awakening, and it's not an easy awakening here. All right. Let's take a message. Let's see what what Spirit advises. The Angels of Abundance. What is the advice? And then we will take a chocolate lover's message card. We see a lot of water here, a lot of emotions relative to the divine masculine. And maybe there are regrets that they were seeing things from a more detached, cold and logical perspective, more so than looking into the depths of their psyche and their heart. Maybe that is the realization for a masculine archetype. We do have more masculine archetype in this reading than feminine, than the feminine and the yin. Let's see what the angels are advising. God is your source. Everything you need is supplied by the infinite source of God, and your faith opens the doorway to receive. In God there is no lack or limitation. Rather, there is plenty of abundance for all to share. That is a beautiful message. So God is our source at this time. Let's not forget that. And your faith opens the doorway to receive. So losing our faith is like a very negative energy where we block our own abundance. Let's see, as these cards, I don't take them in the reverse, or I just tend to always look at my screen as I'm taking the chocolate lover's message card because they're double-sided. Let's see, what is the advice, dear Spirit, relative to the 1st of October, you know, around this eclipse or whenever you receive this message. Chocolate pudding and balance. Wow, right on point. Libra is the sign of balance, and that's where we're having a new moon. Let's see. Chocolate pudding, yum. Let me show you the message and I will read this for you. Okay. Now is the time to find balance in many areas of your life, work, finances, and relationships in particular. Certain people and situations need your attention. Alchemy is at work. You may find yourself juggling many different aspects of your life at this time, balancing, mixing, and matching this with that until things fall into place and feel right. You may need to try several approaches before you settle on what feels right for you. Balance your inner self with your outer, and you will reach your goals quicker, but work will be required to make things happen. And the affirmation here, my friends, is I live my life in balance. All my expectations are met with ease. Of course, that is only when we think positively, dear friends. So balance is what is on the cards. I hope that if there have been imbalances in your life, you'll be able to come into balance and harmony with this new moon, this solar eclipse. Remember, things can play out months later as well. Sometimes, and I'm going to say it again, sometimes we need to go to war, and that's not literal, that is metaphorical. We need to fight for balanced relationships. We need to fight to know that we are whole and happy within our own selves or within the relationship with our higher self. And also fight for relationships that you feel are worth the effort. Relationships that have not reciprocated, not done the work, and there's been an imbalance. It's time to shed, release, and say goodbye. So remember, it's all up to spirit. It's not in our hands at this time. Interesting that in, the tarot, we didn't have any major arcana, so there's plenty of free will. To me, it's all about the contract that we've already signed, our birth chart, but we may be trying different paths, different situations, just like what the card said, trying things on differently. I do feel at the end of the day, the result will be what is of the divine and what spirit wants for us and what is our soul's calling. So there is some free will here, but I do feel as though our life story has already been written. We've signed up for this. So at the end of the day, I would say trust in your intuition. And remember here in this card, which is very much like the Hermit, the Virgo season, maybe there was a lot of quiet and a lot of going inwards, internalizing the energies. Someone's come to the understanding that they've done the wrong thing. There are regrets, and there is there's also jealousy. And when there's jealousy that involves other people, remember, the regrets may also be settling into a situation that was not the right situation, where they've caused some drama or caused some imbalances and some karma, I'm going to say, because maybe they were invested in a situation too much, and remember that with the first card that fell out, left someone out in the cold. So there are regrets. I would say if there are regrets, it's a time of making things right, paying back, paying our dues, whether it's in physical, emotional, psychological form, in whatever your own personal story is. There is something that is coming in. Remember, the La Matrice, she holds something that is of great value, of great emotional value as well, because this is a water element card. So whatever she's focusing on, this jewel that she's got in her hands could mean very different things for each of us, but she does hold it. And even though there was a sense of I'm blocked, I'm imprisoned, I cannot have what is that jewel, what is that most important thing for me and in my life right now, which, you know, it could speak to a new job, it could speak to a relationship, it could speak to any relationships, even a sorry, even an apology could be what is necessary and what she holds in her hands. Okay, and I do feel that with the balance card, it will take time. We will not all come into the balance and harmony that we're hoping for at the same time. Give yourself a moment, give yourself some time, and also be patient and give others time as well. And remember, God is our source. There's no lack or limitation. There's plenty of abundance as long as we believe in that God is our source and God wants what is best for us and on our journey. So I will leave you with that, my dear friends. I hope that this helps. I will be back tomorrow with the love reading, the Wednesday Twin Flame Soulmate and Karmic Connection love reading. So love and light. Until then, look after yourselves and look out for what will come through for you as information. Remember the communication card here, messages from Spirit and through social media and messaging. Love and light. Talk to you tomorrow. I will be back.